And that's where they're talking about, I guess, is it the fatty photo? We can call it that because Jen calls it that.
She looks bigger, but she does not look fat.
You could see like she hasn't had the same work done. She looks amazing now. There she looked normal. Like Shannon says, though, can you imagine if someone did that to
Tamara? Tamara would hold on to that till the end of time.
But Shannon's the worst person to say that because Shannon cannot take it at all. You cannot hold a mirror to Shannon.
No.
You cannot discuss who she is, which is actually Tamara and Shannon's issue. Because Tamara's not usually lying about Shannon. She's just saying what Shannon can't confront.
We gonna stir it up and do things our way. So if you wanna move, get out of our way.
Hey!
Happy 85th birthday, Jordan. How does it feel?
I believe 85 was the age Lee Radswell went at. So it's a good year for me. We smoked the same amount. We're basically the same icons of grace and elegance.
She's got style. She's got grace. She's Miss United States.
That's me.
Well, yeah, people showed up wishing you a happy birthday in the comments on YouTube. So that was really special.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I felt like a princess.
The princess that you are. And hey, if you don't know, if you don't watch us on YouTube, but you listen to us on Spotify, you can leave comments on Spotify too. You can't leave comments on Apple Podcasts, but I have a feeling they're gonna have to change that soon. So yeah, well, at least so yeah,
boost that engagement, Tim
Apple. Just kidding.
I was gonna call him Tim Jobs. Tim Cook. Tim Cook, I think. Yeah.
Yep. We do have a viewer shout out because they. I'm fucking this up. Sorry.
We made it to the big leagues. Yeah.
Tamra Judge mentioned us on her showing on Nick Vile's The Vile Files.
Yeah.
Around minute 58, she talks about those crazy podcasters who come up with these crazy ideas. And she talked about how these podcasters came up with this rumor or idea that she and Jen were swingers. And it was like, yeah.
That's us.
Yep, that was us. She was talking about us. And it was...
She follows, by the way, so she does see what we put out there.
She commented on Instagram with the pukey face about that. So yeah. But it was Kristen is a math nerd on YouTube. So thank you so much, Kristen, for alerting us to that she has mentioned us. I mean, she didn't mention us by name, which that would have been even better. Tammy Sue, but that's okay.
Do you know what an honor it is for me to be called toxic by Tamra Judge?
You know, did you feel seen?
Them playing in the big leagues with that one. I love it. They don't have to be my friend. What is it? I always think about LVP said to Cedric, I don't wish you harm. Worse than that, I wish you nothing at all. I don't care if they like me or hate me. They just have to have some reaction. Like, that's all. I'm like, yeah, you slapped me in the face. Thank you.
Throw some wine and a cease and desist in my face, please.
That would be the ultimate. Well, I guess we should dive into this week's Orange County.
Yes.
This week, as they prepare for New Orleans. Mm-hmm. They're heading there, but it starts with Gina's housewarming.
No more casita.
That's right. It's a full-blown casa. It's a nice house. It's a nice house, respectable house.
Fully furnished and nice. Set up with its own robotic vacuum called Clean Latifah.
I was dying. Clean Latifah.
I love it. I love it so much. That's just a great name. It's a great name. I hope Queen Latifah is honored. 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 I hope Queen Latifah is hono But I don't know. Queen Latifah can feel however she wants to about it. But I do love Queen Latifah. And
I was thrown off a little with as the women arrive because of course the money shot, which we didn't get. Unfortunately, Heather arrived very graciously. That gift she brought her was a $350. I zoomed in, $350 Ninja Creamy. It's an ice cream maker, and it's nice, very nice.
Very nice.
But I wanted Heather to be the one to give us that shot, that grimace, that like, this is how the pores live.
Oh, but Shannon gave it to you
instead. Shannon was the one.
Yep.
Oh, it's nice.
It's nice. I brought you 9 soap lemons in a bowl.
I do have to say though, Shannon's in a rental and she's not in a mansion. She lives in Corona Del Mar, which is a prime area by the beach. Yeah. But it's not like she's in her old house when she was married to David. So for her to act kind of like, oh, it's okay. I'm like,
I think she's always going to act like, look, she went to USC. We're always going to act like that.
When Gina comes to her house, I made a note of something, but we'll get to that in a few, or should I just say it now?
Say it now.
Yeah. When they're showing all the plates, the stacks of plates, the cupboards and cupboards of plates, I know, having known other housewives, whatever, people who've downsized, divorcees, though it felt a little Grey Gardens to me. Those are the leftovers of when she once had a grand home.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was like, that's why I was like, it was like when Gina was like, oh, what are all these plates? I'm like, those are once when she had a 12,000 square foot house and she can't let them go.
Yep. Absolutely.
Little Shanny.
Mm-hmm. I love that Gina was like, if I need to stage a house, I'll just come borrow Shannon split dishes. Like,
yeah.
I loved that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And also, but when Tamara was like coming and she's like, I have such social anxiety. I was like, social anxiety, my ass, Tamara. I was like, shut up. And she's like, I'm expecting somebody to come after me. I was like, yeah. Because like you've made reasons for people to come after you. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and she came in with I look at that. It was a very soft, pure pink. It was she was going for like an innocent look. She was in like a soft pink cardigan. She wasn't black leather heading into therapy or whatever, you know.
No, it was not. It was a nod to like a Jackie O Chanel type of jacket. It wasn't at all, but it's a nod to it. Like those are the things. Like good housewives, through their wardrobe or their hair and makeup, will, you know. I'm really at a loss for words today because my brain is not working because I've had a migraine. They'll insinuate certain things to like make it, just to project that type of image, like you're just saying, like this softer image. And Tamara's very good at that. She's very good at that. So she knows what she's doing. For sure. With her ponytail, you know, just a great ponytail, I will say. Like, I can't get my ponytails like that. I don't have a glam squad though either. So
yeah.
What
we have, so in this scene, it's one of those where we're getting 2 scenes going on at once, what they've been doing a lot lately. So here we had the indoor and the outdoor discussions, and essentially it's about Tamara. Okay, it's about the fatty photo. They keep calling it the fatty photo.
They do.
The picture of Jen. And they play it back. Of course, Tamara meant it, but she never said it. Always. Heather knew, but she was clear to dance around it. In that moment when they play it back, neither of them said the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is that like it was very interesting seeing Jen fight with Heather about that, because, you know, Jen was upset that Heather didn't like call Tamara out for that. And I was like, you know what? I feel like people should know by now, Heather's not going to call Tamara out like that. She never has, and she never will call Tamara out. The most she's going to do is just basically go like smack her hand and go, that's not nice, or
Mm-hmm.
that's not, like, she's going to be very temperate and moderate with Tamra always.
Yeah,
Always.
think of it too, like say LVP and Brandy. I mean,
Mhm.
LVP was never gonna go down into the wine throwing and the C word
Mhm.
throwing. I think they have the same dynamic, except there isn't the power and difference because Tamara's a top tier housewife. But I do think it's Heather's not going to get her hands dirty. She's not going to fight with Tamara. So she's just going to like
Mhm.
keep it peaceful.
Yeah.
Heather did bring up a good point, though. Jen wants all this loyalty. When is she defending Heather?
I
It's
agree.
Katie and Heather. I'm sorry, it's Katie and Jen against the world right now. We know that's not going to last through the season. But right now, Jen never stands up for anyone else. She always expects
Mhm.
sympathy and expects people to protect her. She's always kind of like the victim in her narrative.
Mhm.
She's getting stronger now. We see her getting feistier.
Yeah.
But she does expect a lot from people, but she
Mhm.
doesn't really.
I mean,
She's like
'cause,
the
like,
kid of the group. Like she's
yeah.
like, "What? It's just me, little Pedranti."
Mhm. Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, it's I'm so sorry. I There's another thing that's happening too. That's happening at this lunch. That's happening. Looks like it's gonna happen throughout the entire season. Is that I'm just gonna say it. Tamara is going to weaponize Teddy's cancer in order to get sympathy from the
Mm.
women. Like that's what she's going to do this season. And I believe, look, Tamara and Teddy are friends for sure. Is this sad and upsetting for Tamara? I absolutely believe so. But we also know that Tamara is very good at using things to her advantage and not taking responsibility for things. And I just like it just doesn't when Gina gives them the boxes and announces, this trip, and ironically it is to New Orleans where she
Mhm.
was with that just sucked. That like that coincidence sucked that she had been there. But the way she actually they act and like not opening the thing, immediately walking inside, just kind of pulling focus in this very
Yeah.
like let me suck all the energy out of the room type of way. And then her saying, I don't want to make a big deal about it. Well, you are making a big deal about it. Like just because
Mm.
you're not like yelling and screaming all over the place, like you are making a big deal about it. And like it's like I don't want to be insensitive because but it's Tamra doing this.
Mm.
If this was Heather doing this, then maybe I wouldn't. Or if it was Gina doing this, I wouldn't be having this type of reaction. But we've talked about this before. Patterns with housewives. Like once you've been watching a housewife for many years, their patterns of
Mhm.
behavior. And this is a pattern of behavior with her.
It's kind of weird. I was trying to figure out it's such a weird dynamic. The Teddy was a Beverly Hills housewife.
Mm-hmm.
And while she's not on screen that I know of this season, I don't think so. Well, I have no way of knowing that. But she is now a shadow figure in another franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's becoming about Teddy when she was never on this show. It's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, and also like this would be the season where Tamara would like pay for like the repercussions of her actions from the previous season. Like for, going so hard after Shannon and going so hard after Ryan and Jen, which the thing is that, and we've said this before, there's a lot of times that Tamara is right about stuff. It's just the way that she does it, like that's wrong. And so like this would be a season though where she would somewhat have her comeuppance, but now it's like, oh no, now we can't come after Tamara because that would be hitting her while she's down.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's like, but is she down? Because she comes at other people, but you just can't come at her. Like Jen said it, Gretchen said it. It's like, oh no, rules for thee, but not for me. Like, she can dish it out, but she can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole, I think it's going to be the theme for the episode. Not the episode, this entire season with her.
Well, we see in the preview for next that she walks off the show, which that was in the press, by the way. So,
oh yeah,
one of the beauties of modern Housewives is you can follow along in real time. Where before, when it was the Facebook, maybe a little Twitter era, not so much. Everything was kept secret. Now
I had to go back because I was like, which season was it when she ran off? Was being like, you'll never see my face again. And it was season 9. So it was 10 years ago that she did that in their trip to Bali. So it was another cast trip and they're in Bali. And that's when she was like, she felt like everybody was coming for her. And then she was like, I quit. I'm out. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
What is it? Because then you got, it was funny when, so Tamara and Gretchen are now sitting together.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
Yeah. And for a minute, they forget that they're supposed to hate each other. They're kind of sitting there talking as a group and everything seems normal. Then they snap into character. And I'm like, oh, that's right. We hate each other. So remember what you did to me? Like
12 years ago. I'm sorry. Both of them. Because what is it? Tamara said, because Gretchen calls out Tamara for like going single white, saying that Jen was like single white female and everything. And she's like, come on, Gretchen, I don't want to go back with you on all this stuff. Like, you've repeatedly gone after me for the past 12 years. I was like, oh yes, exactly. Like, you're like, I don't want to go back into the past, but you go back, but you've been doing this to me for the last 12 years. I was like, so it's like, again, rules for me, but not for thee, or rules for thee, but not for me. Like, I just, I need to see therapy working. I just hear words. I don't actually see action.
What was next? Well, okay, we know what was next. It was filler. Yeah. The kids scenes, the transition scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
But then we hit the real stuff, which is Jen Pedranti and Ryan at their wedding prep gym session.
When she's like, I'm not like beach wedding ready. I was like, girl, what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Damn. That's some some body dysmorphia. That's some LA like Southern California going in on you, or that is that photo really getting into your head.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, she looks amazing. It is also this weird thing, which is the idea of the bikini wedding, the bikini for a wedding dress.
That's a horrible thing. I can't even. No. And I haven't even had kids. The woman's had 4 kids, like, and she has had a tummy tuck, but it doesn't matter. Like, no.
It's also just like really trashy. I'm sorry.
It really is.
It's like, very like
Pam Anderson, Tommy Lee.
Yeah. I'm like, it's a joke at this point. I do find the whole thing is it's that overcompensating with him. Like, I can't keep my hands off of you. I want you at every moment. Take this off. Oh my God. With Housewives, the more they talk about it, the less they're actually doing it.
Well, we might have a clue as to why he's like that now, because of later on in the episode. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah. But it's just, it feels a little forced.
But I agree.
To me. Yeah, it's the very like.
Look, he's toned down his wardrobe this season, and she's no longer wearing all the fake, designer shit. So if he wants to talk about their sex life more, I'm okay with that, to be honest with you. It reminds me the least offensive thing they've done.
I think what he's giving me is Joe Gorga.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is about him. I'm like, it's a little tiresome. But what we do get is a little peek into her divorce, which is she breaks down her settlement that she hasn't received a dime of. And she's getting frustrated. Ryan feels like he has to support her kids. but he's not resentful of that. He's not like, I'm sick of the kids, but he feels
No.
the pressure to be a father too, since her ex Will is an absentee.
Well, and to really, it sounds like to provide financially for them, to be that financial father figure for them, without any of the perks of being the actual father, like all the responsibilities of being the dad, without being able to have any say in being a father.
Yeah. He houses them. That house is big. We looked it up last season. It's like 5,000-6,000 square feet. I mean, he really does do it. But what Will is Pedranti? Is he Will Pedranti then? I never actually thought of that.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that either.
Well, we'll call him Will Pedranti. Jen's ex. What he's supposed to pay is $200K a cash lump sum settlement plus $6K a month in child support and alimony, and he hasn't paid any of it.
I mean, seriously, dude? Seriously.
I wonder if he's holding out because she's a housewife now and has her own income, and he's going to try to do this like, well, you make more than me, or why do I owe you? You 1,000%. Used our divorce to get your fame. I'm not justifying it, but I'm thinking in terms of messy divorces we've seen on TV before. He's totally holding out.
Yeah. And like, and it's just disgusting. It's just like, look, I don't give a shit if like Jen's a cheater or whatever. These are also your children too. Like it's your kids. Like, and this is what the court is. I think that's absolute bullshit.
Did you catch where he justified it by saying, this is later, but where he said, I guess he told Ryan he pays the kids' car insurance and he co-signed their student loans. He didn't pay for the school. Right. He's not paying for their education. He's putting his name to a loan so that the kids could pay for it themselves later.
Yeah, exactly. And like, let's be generous. And like, I don't know how many kids have the car insurance. Two kids have car insurance, maybe 3. Let's say it's $1,000 a month. That's just $1,000 a month. Maybe you wouldn't have to pay that if you were paying your child support.
Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe Jen would be able to pay it if she was getting her child support and, you know, an alimony in there. So like, shut the fuck up, dude. I don't know all his like things. And you know what, like, cause I watched the Vile Files with Tamra on it. You know, Tamra, she's just so fucking good. She's really good at making you believe her, and like in the vacuum, like really convincing you. Like that's why she's a top tier housewife. That's why I like her on my screen. Like, and I enjoy like watching her, but at the same time, she's pathological. Like she's kind of bashing Jen, and she kept saying like, Will's such a great guy. And I'm just like, really? He doesn't sound like a great guy. Like a man who won't pay for his children doesn't sound like a great guy to me.
Yeah.
No matter what his ex-wife did, I don't give a shit. Like a man who like makes one of the children co-sign for a loan for the other child with him doesn't sound like a great father to me. I don't care. The point of like
for failure.
Yes. I just don't. I'm not here for it. And like, granted, we don't know him. He's not on television. However, he's not really helping the situation. And we're also talking about like looking at this in the rearview mirror from Gina's ex, Matt, who then she had a domestic violence situation with, who seems to have he seems to have made a 180, and their relationship seems to have made a 180. Do you know what I mean? Like we've kind of run the gamut a lot with like housewives exes and stuff like that. So
maybe what we need is Will to turn out like David Bedore, where where Will will have a new wife or girlfriend who will start creeping her way into the media surrounding the show. I like that.
We need a Leslie Pedranti.
Yeah. Just start torturing, just like to give us more info. I like that.
I like that too.
I do like the saga. The Leslie Pedranti seems. I'm sure Leslie Pedranti. Leslie Bador seems like a horrible person from my observations on. Although she likes our posts sometimes too. Her name has popped up, which just tells you how messy she is. She's just like poking, and I like that. I appreciate that in a person, in a TV figure. But I don't know.
That's why we're the Pretty Crow podcast.
Does Ryan have any exes? He doesn't have kids, does he?
He doesn't have kids. I mean, I'm sure he has exes. So I'm sure there's plenty of women that I can talk about. Wait a minute. Yeah. Somebody did talk about him first season. I know that like Tamara brought up an ex of his or something like that.
Yeah, Tamara. Yeah.
But my brain is not working. And I mean, look, Ryan's got enough. I don't think that, look, Jen goes on to say, like, she's like, I don't want to get divorced again. And, and I just was like, well, then just don't get married again. Like, if you don't want to get divorced, don't get married again. Like, why is he pushing for marriage? Why do you guys have to get married?
Well, like, we know why she needs to get married. She needs the financial support. He has the house and everything. I don't know why. I mean, he is kind of a mensch for like taking on this like chaotic family. But I think she's always looking for a man to take care of her.
Right. But she would lose any. Wouldn't she lose alimony when she marries Ryan?
Yeah.
So I wonder if Will is just holding out till she marries Ryan to pay anything.
That could be. We don't know the breakdown of what the 6 entails, but that makes so much sense.
That's still shitty though. That's still shitty. Yeah. Just fucking pay it, or just pay the child support part of it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not an advocate for that, but like, again, I'm just like, just pay for your kids, dude. Pay for your kids.
I'm trying to think here. Isn't it illegal? You hear about men getting dragged to court and jail for not paying their child support.
Yes, but that's a small percentage. And let me just say, it's not usually middle to upper class white men. Just going to say that. I'm just going to leave that there. I think everybody else can know what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, but it's a very small percentage of men who get called into court for failure to pay. Yeah, it takes a lot. So that's not on the high. Punishing men is not on the high list of judicial crimes. So anyway, let's move on. Shannon has Gina over for Gina's Pizza.
Gina's Pizza with all of Shannon's Grey Gardens plates.
Yeah.
Plates after plates after plates for the glory days. Yeah. And that's where they're talking about, I guess, is it the fatty photo? We can call it that because Jen calls it that.
Everybody's calling it the fatty photo. So like even though I don't think Jen looks fat, like she just looks bigger. She looks bigger, but she does not look fat.
And you could see like she hasn't had the same work done. She looks amazing now. There she looked normal. But like Shannon says though, can you imagine if someone did that to
Tamara? Exactly. Tamara would hold on to that till the end of time. Exactly. She's a hypocrite.
But Shannon's the worst person to say that because Shannon cannot take it at all. You cannot hold a mirror to Shannon.
No.
You cannot discuss who she is, which is actually Tamara and Shannon's issue. Because Tamara's not usually lying about Shannon. She's just saying what Shannon can't confront.
Exactly. I would agree 100% with that. Which, speaking of which, you know, at the beginning, Shannon, because Gina said something about like dating, and she says, you know, Shannon just keeps saying that she just wants to be single. She's fine with being single, like all this stuff. Like I'm just in this mood, da 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 da. And then she says, Adam and Phil don't want to date me, and I go, oh, well, that says a lot right there. Not about them, but about you, because if you really were fine being single and wanted to be single, then you would say, I don't want to date Adam and Phil. But that's not what she said. And she says it again when they're in New Orleans, something to the effect of like, they don't want to sleep with me or they don't want a relationship with me. That's very different from like really standing in your singleness and being fine with that and just being like, I don't want to date it. Like they're really nice guys, but I just don't want to date them. Like I'm not into them that way. That's very different. And she's not okay with being single. She's not. It's an act for sure.
Yeah. Maybe there's a reason they don't want to date her either. Maybe they witnessed something. Maybe they witnessed something, the way she treated people on the show where they all met. And maybe someone did some posts.
Yeah. Or maybe like the man that she dated, you know, who she left the show with, had some other information for them. I don't know.
Also, why are they forcing the guys of this show? I get it's cross promotion, but it's like every episode we have to pretend that other show she was on, Love Hotel, that it was a real dating show. And it's like almost a continuation. It's like each episode is a new guy from the old show that she's still going to consider. It's like they're forcing this on us.
Hopefully not anymore.
I know. Like we'll
have to see what happens when Potomac comes back, because if Giselle and Ashley are still with like multiple men from that show, then we know.
Yeah, there's some contractual. The Gina stuff was interesting though. The Gina stuff, because what she was saying about Travis's ex, she's with. Dude. That is another thing that is the cops can come to your house if you're not sending your child to school.
It's a truancy thing, especially in California. Mm-hmm. Actually, you will get called on that faster than you will get called on not paying child support. Like I would say.
They can do a wellness check. They can take the mom to court, to jail. That's actually like a thing. 3 weeks. To punish Travis, she's been keeping their kid out of school for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming so that Travis can't pick their son up from school.
Oh.
That was my reasoning, like my thinking. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I was thinking, was that like, you know, that sometimes maybe the handover for the kids could be like picking up from school. So that's what I was thinking. And that was just like, that was so, that's just so gross. Again, with these terrible exes, it doesn't matter their gender. Like, doesn't matter if it's an ex-husband or an ex-wife, like crazy people gonna crazy.
I picture Travis. Yeah, I picture Travis's ex like all day, just from the picture they paint, all day in a nightgown, like haunting their marital home with like cigarettes and scotch or straight vodka in a water glass, just like.
You've watched Mr. Mom way too much.
I just mean, I feel like she's this like broken psycho. We don't know. We only know from Gina's side, but.
Well, I mean, if she's, I'm sorry to jump ahead, but if she's calling Gina's son and her ex-husband on the phone, like Gina's underage son. What the hell, lady?
That's where the vodka came in.
Exactly.
I was like, I am picturing this like drunk, broken woman.
Like that's some like crazy freaking behavior. And you know, Gina, I think, has like tried to shield the show from the crazy a lot, and like that, like we didn't understand it last season of like why she and Travis were moving out. And I think maybe Gina's like, I'm gonna let it in now, because like Travis and I want to be together, and we're gonna let it in. So because maybe something will get done about it then. I don't know. Yeah. Because if it's public. Because sometimes you do have to shine a light on that darkness in order for it actually to get fixed.
And it kind of, I mean, hopefully shames the ex a little bit. And I don't know how to fix that situation. But I mean, last season they covered it up to protect the family. I mean, and it's also difficult. I don't blame her. Their thing with this, these are all legal issues, custody, divorce, everything. You can't say everything in that situation.
No.
So,
you know, and I did think that Shannon said something like important though, because she said that, you know, that David said to the kids that the best way that he could hurt Shannon was by taking stuff away from the kids. And I was like, that's true. Parents do that a lot. That reminds me of stuff. So
It's not the divorce fantasy where it's like, oh my god, if my parents are split, I get double the gifts.
I am so pissed off that I did not get that divorce fantasy. Like my parents did not spoil me rotten trying to like outspend the other parent. Like I wanted that divorce fantasy.
It's your energy you need to work on to let just people understand you're always available to the highest bidder. You just need to like
it's too late for that. I am not a prostitution whore like that.
Yeah, there's just you need to go to therapy to like lower your standards.
Actually, no, you know what I need to do? I need to go to New Orleans and have a voodoo witch doctor work on me to like get me to that place, maybe. So let's take it to New Orleans. I think we shall.
They're heading to New Orleans. Oh boy. So they arrive at LAX, which is, it's always funny to me. They have to come up to LAX, for all their cast trips, unless they're going to maybe Cabo. There's like a few airlines. They have to come to LA. But normally in this situation, I like to call out a lie. But I have to say from personal experience, Gina was not lying about why they had to split the women up to fly them out to New Orleans. I had to cancel my trip at the same time they were going. I was going to go like a week or two after, because there are very few direct flights from LAX to New Orleans, and I don't like flying indirectly. I don't like layovers. And most of the flights that were direct were Frontier Airlines, which I will not take. I'm fine with Southwest. I'm okay with, it's not that I need to, I'm not Heather Dubrow Jr. Okay, I'll fly coach. That's not an issue. I'm not flying Frontier Airlines. I'm sorry. So I literally picked a different destination. So that there were 2 flights, which they took, morning, evening, Delta Airlines, which I looked at. They were on Delta. You could see the little insignia. So
yep. It's true.
That was like not a made up producer force. That was a truly real life practical issue with flying between LA and New Orleans. So I ended up getting drunk in Tucson instead.
Also, producers probably knew they would not be able to get Shannon to the airport on time and early in the morning too. Yeah. She's the most chaotic traveler of all the housewives. Like, it's funny, but it makes my travel anxiety just skyrocket, and I am not even traveling with them, and I'm just like, oh my god,
it's a little bit of Sonia Morgan there.
Yes, thank you. That's the energy. It's Sonia Morgan energy.
Yeah,
freaking blondes.
It's just like chaos. They're always still getting ready, even if you've given them a grace period to show up a little late. No,
the fact that she was still Spanx shopping, like at the airport, and she's like, I wear Spanx every day. So then later on, I'm jumping ahead, but we're coming right back. Later on, when Emily's in the car with her, was like, "Is that your vagina?" with her skirt. We're like, that's not it, because she wears Spanx all the time, so we know that that's not it. So, but I just have to ask, when they're in the car, like, okay, when the group 1, which is Gina, Katie, Emily, and Gretchen, when they get to New Orleans and they're in the car, like on the way from the airport to the hotel, how many hats does Gretchen need? Like, she has that big hat box, like full of hats, and it's like, I was like, that's your carry-on is hats? Really?
Like, this is like 1942. A lady with her hat box, her grip.
Maybe if they were going to Cabo, if they were going on a beach trip, or to Hawaii where they were going to be out in the sun, as a pasty person, a person of the pale, made of chalk, like, I understand like going with the hats, but like this many like Carmen Sandiego, please stop. Like, no.
Oh, wait. Did you catch when they were talking about her look there? What Tamra said?
I loved it.
Like she went to Shine. Is it Shine or Sheen?
Sheen.
It looks like she went to Sheen, typed in rich girl investigator costume, $15. And this is what she got. That is, thinking about that, Gretchen always dresses in costume.
She does.
It's not an outfit. It's a getup. It's a costume. It's a theme. And so, yeah, that is true. Everything is like she put on her Barbie uniform for the day. It's never casual or normal or natural with her.
No.
It is like a shtick.
Yeah. I have to ask, you and the audience, was anybody else underwhelmed by the Four Seasons New Orleans rooms?
It looked quite common.
Yeah.
Quite. It looked like a 4-star business hotel, not the 5-star White Lotus style, you know?
Yeah, I was like, is this the like Four Seasons Express? Like, what is this? Like,
It was pretty
like,
average
no.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I've been to New Orleans twice. Stayed in I think I stayed in the Embassy Suites once. And then where did I stay? Was it the Crown Plaza? I forget. I think it was the Crown Plaza. And I think anyway, the rooms were on par with what I'm seeing there. You know what I mean? Just this was like over 10 years ago and stuff. But yeah, I just was like, that doesn't look Four Seasons. It doesn't look luxe. Like, because when I think Four Seasons, I think luxe. Like, that was not luxe to me. That was trendy and functional.
Yeah. It was like a business grade hotel. Like it was not. Yeah, like no. I don't think I loved when they were talking about the flights, and they were like, "It's hard enough getting Heather Dubrow to fly commercial. I'm not getting her, putting her in coach."
I feel like Heather Dubrow felt the same way that we did about the rooms, because when she got into there, she was like, "It's nice," and then she's like, "Oh, there's champagne."
Yeah. It
like,
wasn't present. I wonder if production had to pay for the hotel. Only because it wasn't heavily featured. They didn't get that intro where they're in the lobby with the drinks with the little orchids in it, and it's like, welcome. And so I wonder if they're like, we need to find like the best name at the cheapest price, because like
maybe. I mean, obviously it's an older hotel. A lot of I haven't been to New Orleans in a minute, so last time I was there wasn't a ton of like new construction per se when it came to new hotels and stuff like that. And there are physical limitations when it comes to building below sea level, which New Orleans is at. So I don't know, but I just was like, even for a building that looked like I think was built probably in the 60s, I feel like it still could have been like better. Yeah. Just could have been appropriated better.
Yeah.
Apportioned better. That's what I mean.
They could have like staged. They could have also taken the penthouses. This is going to be on TV for Housewives, and staged them a little better. Heather's champagne was just like in an ice bucket. It wasn't presented. So
yeah. And we're never going to get Four Seasons to sponsor this podcast. That's okay, because we really just want Claridge's.
Yeah. I have some ins with some hotel people. I don't know if you've heard of them. No, I'm joking. Or am I? No. But yeah.
But anyway, the group one. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say when they go on the boat.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Okay. Right there.
I got really excited for a second. The boat's name is the Creole Queen. And all I could think of was Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mother, who's formation, got that Alabama. You mix that Creole with that Texas Bama. I like my baby ears. The Creole is Tina Knowles, and to me, she is the Creole Queen. She's the mother of Beyonce. So I just kept thinking about her. I was like, what if she pops up? Gets these women in order, you know?
That would have been lovely. That would have been lovely. Look, I was talking about this with friend of the pod and friend, Jessica. I was like, how the fuck does a lawyer or the woman raised in the South not know that they are on the Mississippi fucking river? I'm sorry. I do not enjoy playing dumb for the cameras when it comes to like simple shit like this. It's hello. people. Oh my gosh. It's the Mississippi River. They're on the Mississippi. If somebody had been confused and been like, are we on the Mississippi River or Lake Pontchartrain? Then I would have been like, oh, okay. Well, then at least there's a ginormous inland lake, there in Louisiana, right next to New Orleans. Like, okay, that I might give you, but like being like, I don't know that this is the Mississippi River, like, or they didn't even say, is this the Gulf of Mexico? Like, which is also right there, like on the other side. But like, I'm sorry, I just flabbergasted.
I will say I have pretty much a OC level of worldliness. I'm not the most, or lack of worldliness with that stuff. But seeing the paddle boat, I would think like Mark Twain, oh, this is the Mississippi. Like there are cues that would jog I'm aware that it's the Mississippi, but in the moment, but the paddle boats would tell me, oh, like Mark Twain or something. Like, oh, yeah.
And like Katie grew up in Georgia, like for fuck's sake. Like I'm just like, oh my gosh. Anyway.
When we're here, Emily makes a point. She points out that unlike some members of the cast, her and Gina are trying to bring the group together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will say, in a way, it might be Emily more than Gina, because we're going to get they're giving us some flashbacks about Gina, back and forth to what she said and what she's telling. What she said about Tamara, what she's telling Tamara. I fear Travis's ex might not be the biggest threat to Gina anymore. Heather's gone after her this week. Yeah, so Heather on Instagram this week wrote a little essay. She commented on an account because Gina is now saying with Heather that it was, Gina went on a podcast and said with last season's reunion where Emily brought up Katie's custody agreement, that it was actually Heather who found that info and fed it to Emily, and it's Heather who's stirring the pot. And Heather very directly laid it out. That was a story that was circulating on social media or something amongst all of us. And I apologized to Katie at the reunion that it was ever even discussed. Remember when she went in after the segment on the break and so what I'm saying is Gina is going after Heather now. Gina is also going after Tamara. We got the flashback in the hotel. Gina's saying, let's just have a great night. Let's just start small and have fun. Then boom, Gina.
Yeah.
Oh, Gina being like, and Tamara is two-faced, and Tamara can dish it, but she can't take it. Fatty photo.
Well, I mean, with the Heather, like we said, like Heather likes to keep her hands clean on stuff, and well, then I don't know, right?
So
my brain's not in a place to fully like articulate what I want to say about that, but that doesn't surprise me. Also, Heather presents a great image and life, and so for her, if that's true, like if she's the one who kind of like presented this to Emily, or even if she like just pointed Emily in that direction, was like, hey, have you seen this about Katie on all these socials? And then Katie brings it up, and then she's like, I'm so sorry that happened. She's perceptive enough. She knows what she's doing.
This game is giving me, I hate to bring it back to my precious little, it's giving me the tabloid in Palm Springs, in Beverly Hills, when the fight became, did LVP give Brandy the magazine to bring up in Palm Springs? Remember, that was the end of their friendship, essentially. And so Gina calling out the elders, the big dogs, and blaming them for it.
Yeah.
Pray for Gina.
Yeah, pray for Gina.
Tamara's going to arrive at the finale with Travis's ex.
And all Gretchen will have is her prayer and some Wisdom. Oh my God. I replayed that so many times when she's like, Wisdom. I was like, are you trying to say wisdom, girl? I was like, either you cannot pronounce this or your veneers are getting in the way. Like we said, like there's something going on with her mouth. It's either like the Botox in her upper lip, like, or it's like her veneers are not fitting right. Like, girl, wisdom? Wisdom. It's wisdom. It's wisdom. I can't. I just can't. It'll be interesting. Sure. But at the dinner that they go to, I am 90% sure that Muriel's is where my cousin had his rehearsal dinner. Because my cousin got married in New Orleans. His wife is from Metairie. She grew up in Metairie. And now, granted, this wedding was like probably 2000. Well, it was before Katrina, actually. So that's how long ago this wedding was. It was before Katrina.
Okay, yeah, that is.
So before Katrina, and yeah, it was also the summer I was drinking lots of mojitos. So yeah, but I was like, when they started showing the place, I was like, I'm pretty sure, but granted, it's the French Quarter. There's a lot of places that look very similar. But when they went into that room, I was like, I am like pretty. I went online and I was just looking up pictures. I was like, I am 90% certain that is the room where we had his rehearsal dinner. Like, because I remember that, like, in the post, everything. I was like, yeah. And the ghost, I was like, this is. Yeah. So I do need my cousins to like verify that or like correct me. But then even if they correct me, I'm not going to tell you guys.
Well, I just want you guys to savor this moment because for once, the person on this podcast who can't remember something because they were too drunk is Stacy.
I mean, it happened a lot in my 20s. Like, I'm not an angel. I look like one, but I'm not. So,
usually
it was also a wedding in New Orleans. My first time in New Orleans.
Excuses. Stacy Bedore.
Hey.
I'm wholesome when it comes to I won't even say because I don't want to blush, but no. But yeah, but I have like the most destructive, toxic, blacked out stories of your life. I just don't fully admit to all of them. But I never hear Stacy say she's the one who got too drunk to remember.
No, I mean, I remember. No, I remember stuff. We're also talking like 20 years ago, over 20 years ago.
So, I'm joking. Yeah. I'm teasing.
Yeah, we're talking a while ago. You know what I do remember is like after that, my brother we all went to the Harris Casino and we're playing blackjack. And my brother all of a sudden coming over and he's rip-roaringly drunk. And he's like, what's up, bitches? I just won $50 at roulette. And we're like, okay, Ryan, fine. My brother's name is Ryan. And then not 10 minutes later, he came back and he was like, hey. And we're like, oh, okay. What happened? It was like, I lost it all. And he's looking at me. He's like, can I borrow $20? I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, you little.
Once you hit my secret, once you hit the threshold of having won the price of a drink or the price of a pack of cigarettes or a price of a modest meal, that's it. You won, cash out and go treat yourself. I'm not. I have a lot of bad habits. Gambling's not one of them.
I enjoy gambling, but I always like set a limit of like, this is the amount of money I have to spend to gamble. Like, and I either like win all and like whatever, but that's it. Like, it's like, okay, I have $200 to gamble with. That's fine. Like, what somebody out there is like probably Ryan Boyage is like $200 to gamble with.
200,000 a hand.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's get back to this. We already talked about the costume look. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, the ghost, and so they're in that Muriel's and the ghosts and all that, and two things caught. Shannon saying sometimes she hears ghosts in her house at night. And like, Shannon, Orange County isn't old enough to be haunted. You live in like a new build.
She's haunted by like it's called You're Drunk, Shannon, and that's Archie.
That's all. It's true.
I'm sorry.
Are you haunted by the tile guy who installed the bathroom in 2022? You do not live in old New Orleans here.
Yeah. Are you haunted by the money that you didn't get out of David Bedore in your divorce settlement? Like, no. Like,
Shannon Gardens, I'm telling you, she's haunted by the past, haunted by what could have been. But and then Heather's was funny too. Heather's version of haunting. She said she'd love to haunt Chateau Dubrow to make sure they're using her towel warmer drawers properly, and if they kept the etched glass.
Oh my gosh.
She's leaned in too. She's leaned in. She's like, I absolutely am everything they say. There's no more trying to be related. You know, before it'd be like, I'm not like that. I'm one of you. Now she's like,
And I enjoy her more now because of it. Actually, I'm like, yes. Again, I'm here for the hypocrisy, and I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we go. Speaking of Ryan Boyajian, talking Will and Ryan interacting, and then but that Ryan confronted Will about that. We already talked about all the money stuff and everything like that, but I do think it was interesting how Jen was like, I'm going to be punished for that.
That scared me. Yeah. That made it seem dark to me in a way, like maybe she hasn't. I'm not calling her a liar, but I'm saying maybe there's more that she's been through that we don't know. Yeah. It was that like, he's going to punish me, like kind of like
block me. He's going to do this stuff. He's say stuff to the kids. Like
it made me think of like, she's never said anything like that, but it just made me kind of think of the panic we knew from, like Taylor Armstrong with like, please don't show this, please don't. It was just like, he's gonna punish me. I felt bad about that.
Yeah. And then we hear about Gina's that Travis's ex is calling her son.
I'm sorry, I'm dying now picturing Travis's ex drunk calling, like, was it Luca? Yeah, with his cigarettes. I love no boy. Your mom stole my man.
Yeah.
Go upstairs and put her on the phone.
Where's that stupid bitch? I bet she doesn't know how to make a good macaroni and cheese like I do.
I think I want to be friends with Travis's ex.
That fucking Yankee. That Long Island bullshit. Coming out here stealing my man.
I know it was probably traumatic for the child.
We're terrible people. We're horrible people. I mean, we already were going to hell. I mean, this is the name of the fucking podcast. It's Pretty Corrupt Podcast.
This is like, where I would be Katie recording, and you guys would get it. You guys would get it. You'd be getting texts. Hold the fuck up. Hold up. You have no idea what I'm witnessing right now. It's the greatest moment of my life. 1 sec. And then I'm like, little boy. No. You don't know what tears are. I've cried ever since your mom stole my... No.
Yeah. Oh, and then the ghost spilled the espresso martini on Heather. That was great.
Yeah. And as Jen pointed out, that of all the ghosts to pick her, the dress costs more than...
Yeah. Isn't that the point, though? The ghost is like fucking around. I love it. I loved it. Actually, the food, I was like, who got shrimp? I think it was Tamara got shrimp and grits. And I was like, now I want shrimp and grits. I was like, oh, that sounds really good. And when they started talking like men and sex and all that stuff, I was like, oh, this is Jordan's favorite part of the episode. I am sure he's just sitting here, just like, so like, he's not stimming at all. He's not uncomfortable at all. And he's not turning red.
I see where Stacy blushes at blacking out. I blush. at the
a talk of like not being able to fit in the vagina because it's too small.
Well, at least Emily understood the kind of talk about this that I like when she expressed where she did how she imagines Terry and Heather have their special moments where
Well,
where
I
she
thought that
said,
would be your like most embarrassed part because like it was like
I
was
don't
like,
want
oh
to
my God.
picture Heather and Terry do not do anything. The stork brought their children. What I am saying is her impression of Heather going, Terry, tell me more about our stock portfolio.
Like I'm getting a hot flash with all this talk about this stuff. What I loved was when Heather asked Shannon if she would date a short guy, and then it shows the picture of Shane and Emily, like Shane standing on his tippy toes at his wedding to Emily, and Emily was like, is that a dig at my husband?" And she's like, "No, it's not a dig at your husband." And then she's like, "Terry wears lifts. He's been wearing lifts," and then she's like, "He gets them from China. They're gonna get really expensive now with these tariffs," and I was dying, especially because like, you know, she just outed Terry for wearing lifts, which I'm sure Terry is not happy about, but takes it a lot easier than Jack's wearing lifts. Like Jack's like, "I'm not wearing lifts. Those are just da, 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 da." Whereas like, you're like, "Bitch, you're wearing lifts." Like, come on. Women wear high heels all the time to be bigger. Like, whatever. Like, fine. I'm okay with a man wearing lifts as long as he just admits that he's wearing lifts. I'm fine with it. In fact, I respect it. I respect Terry more now that Heather has outed him for wearing lifts.
Yeah, I had no idea about that. Like, maybe I never thought of Terry. Like, I was like, I couldn't quote his height. I don't know how tall either are, so I was just like,
well, maybe because he also wears a modest lift. Because I think some people get overzealous, like our current president and Jax Taylor. Like they got too big of a lift, and like therefore it makes them look off balance, and it becomes
like throws
also
their feet off.
Exactly. Plus,
within the shoe.
Jax wasn't wearing socks, and his pant legs were kind of short, so you could see it pretty easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but if you're wearing a modest lift, then you know it's not going to show that much.
Maybe they're the same height. Or I'm imagining for Terry and her, it's because he's probably taller than her to a degree, but then if she wears heels, he needs that extra that evens them out. And then maybe because he doesn't look weird to me. Like with the like, yeah. So that was funny.
I wonder if Shane asked Terry where he gets his lifts. Anyway,
oh, and then they asked though. This is where it gets a little heated, a little nasty, where they ask if they've ever made a sex tape, and Katie said she has, and Shannon. A+ to Shannon. Her delivery was great because she was doing the lady of a certain age thing after dinner in the restaurant with her compact, adjusting her lipstick. She goes, "Of course she does. Of course she's made a sex tape. Recording is what Katie does."
Yep.
As she's still applying her lip gloss, it was like, burn.
I will say Shannon is good with the one-liner. Like she's good with those for sure. For sure. Oh my gosh. Oh, but when Jen but I will say Katie was good with this, it wasn't a dig at Jen, but it was a good one-liner because when Jen admitted that like basically her vagina is broken from the pelvic floor surgery, which that sucks. And I'm like, did she have that mesh whatever surgery that like all the people talk about? Like I just see the ads on television of like, you know, for those doctors that are like, those lawyers
lawsuits.
Like, the lawsuits, the class action lawsuits and stuff. But when Katie was like, her mouth must be tired, I was like, yeah, that's I mean, or her butthole.
Oy vey.
Oh, he's so red now. You can only see this on YouTube.
Heather, Terry, and I disapprove of such behavior. I want to hear about Heather and Terry's stock portfolio too. No.
You know whose behavior I disapprove of? I disapprove of Emily watching television eating snacks while she's getting railed. Like, come on. Like, come on. Have a little decorum.
Oh, my thing with this is I can see it. She turns it on and off depending on where she's at season to season. Now she's back to being the chunky one, and her whole identity within the group. And it's not them making comments, it's her being like, well, look at me. Well, I'm a big girl. And now she's doing where last season over the sizing of jeans, she had a meltdown about being called. Now she's kind of back to like, making the jokes about herself. So
look, she did Heather's dirty work during the reunion. They're back to being friends. Everything is fine this season. So there you go.
Yeah, no. So that's her identity once again this season.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And the way it closes out, that's fun. It's like, well, Gina, we're gonna have a good time tonight, and then it's like 24 hours later. Dun, dun, dun. And the screen literally spins. They're showing you next episode.
Yep. And yeah, so Tamra quits. Whatever. She doesn't, but she does.
Yeah.
So dramatic, so impulsive. Always. Wow. You know what you guys can always do?
Subscribe.
Yep. Hit that like button, share it, subscribe, follow us, do all the fun stuff. Por favor.
With enough listens, with enough shares and clicks, maybe one day I too will not have to cancel a trip to New Orleans because I refuse, so I could get a decent flight.
Maybe you'll be able to fly private with Ms. Dubrow.
You
can hear all about their stock portfolio.
You'll never get me to pay for an upgrade. I've flown everything: business first, private, like and if any, I have never once paid for that myself. If I'm paying, it's Southwest, basically. Maybe JetBlue or a lot. I fly coach, but unless someone like Heather and Terry want to absorb me into their fold, I'm always down for it. I'm just never down to pay.
Right. All right. Well, I think that's it for a Monday. Yeah. Or whenever you're listening to this. Yeah, whatever.
What's the area code in there? 949?
949 or 714.
714. I was trying to give them an 818 Valley style send off. 949 OC.